So, the reason why 2026 is such a big deal is because there are three things that are happening that we don't really have any record of happening in like the past few thousand years or so. So, the first one is going to be that Saturn Neptune conjunction, which happens on 0 degrees Aries. That's why it is so significant because 0 degrees Aries is the very beginning of the entire zodiac. So, this is an initiation point that is the initiation point for the entire wheel. So, it represents a new cycle that is bringing us into something we have never really seen before. As well, the three outer planets, which would be Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, are going to be moving into fire and air signs all at the same time, which we also don't really have any record of happening anytime in modern history or in the past few thousand years, if I'm not mistaken. Uranus goes into Gemini, which means that communication is going to be revolutionized, which already it has been. So just imagine that going even harder. Neptune will be moving into Aries for good, and Pluto already has moved into Aquarius. Pluto is kind of like the most significant generational planet because it takes the longest to move through a sign, and it is the planet of transformation. So, whatever it moves through is going to completely transform by the time that it gets through that sign, taking 20 years or so, sometimes less, sometimes more. Now, this is significant because Pluto will revolutionize Aquarian themes, which is the internet, air travel, communication, and our connection to everyone around the globe. So, obviously, you can see how that's starting out. By the time that we get through Pluto and Aquarius, the entire world will have changed in just as a significant way as it always does in 20 years. But in this case, it's going to be so beyond accelerated that we can't even imagine what is to really come. So, this has never happened. This all three outer planets in fire and air signs, which are considered to be masculine signs. We are going to experience such a rapid rate of change and be in such a different place just 6 months from now that it will really sort of blow our minds. Saturn will be in Aries. As well, Jupiter will be moving into Leo at the end of June. So we will have all five of the non personal planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, in air and fire signs. This is never seen before. This is masculine energy blanketing the entire globe. The third thing that's happening that's never really been documented is in April, in about mid April, at one point, there is going to be 7 planets in Aries all at the same time. And those are going to be Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron. So this is going to be like the biggest initiation that we've ever seen in our lives, the biggest energy of starting new. So you may want to look at your chart and see where Aries falls in what house to know which house, which area of life is going to be affected by this, because it is absolutely going to be felt by everyone, just in different places. So last time we talked about the negative or the spooky things that will happen as a result of these things happening in 2026. With all of this energy in masculine signs, this is going to be unprecedented ignition or initiation type of energy. No one will be able to resist the new beginnings that are coming. And I'm talking on a global scale. So this causes things like uprisings and cultural and political reboots, which I'm sure a lot of us are hoping for. Very rapid shifts in direction for the collective. A very strong sense of individualism, which will cause a lot of people to step into their power and be able to guide other people. into something new. And absolutely the end of being passive. So why can't we start a revolution? Why are the people just being so passive? Is often the thought on people's minds. In a lot of places, that will cease to be the case. We're talking a movement away from confusion and stagnation and things like that into clarity and decisive type of actions on a global scale. So obviously these can be very good things. So as for the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, a lot of negative things are going to come from the things that Saturn-Neptune brings, which in this case is mainly AI. However, there are many positive things that will come with the advancement of AI technology. I'm sure you may have heard about some of them, but the medical advancements that have come due to AI are wonderful things. Being able to structure and work with the technology in these new ways is something that will bring about rapid advancements that will be a positive thing, just as much, if not more, than the negativity that AI will bring. Of course, with all the loss of jobs, there will be new jobs created. But most of all, the system as a whole and how it works will have to be changed. It's less about how AI will wreck this system and leave us feeling lost, and more about how it will revolutionize the entire system altogether, which will displace and move everything from what we know. So just in case you didn't know, I do personal chart readings if that's something that you would be interested in, but that's just throwing that out there. Anyhow, I hope that you have a wonderful 2026 and that it changes your life for all of the better, because it is very much possible that it will do so.